Inside me, I'm a happy person, and I always express that. This is how I always been in my life. I just love people. And that, how simple is that? By the time they leave my place, they have a smile on their face.
You're listening to Good Lives, Good Lives, a part of Deborah's Social Stimulus. Today we talk with Chef Mamadou Savané, owner of Sav's Grill on Limestone Street in downtown Lexington, Kentucky. Joined by his wife Rachel and his son Bangali, Sav weaves a wonderful story of how he came to this country and realized his dream to create a family business which serves great food and brings people together.
I remember Sav from the Woodland Art Fair.
Chuck Creasy of Smiley Pete Publishing remembers when Mamadou, known then by all as Sav, served from a cart in Woodland Park.
He would bring out his grill, and he would make these great hens and couscous and some really wonderful food. And I always used to anticipate that when I went to the art fair, and I would always eat the food that he made. And people encouraged him to, maybe consider the restaurant business.
This restaurant idea, the whole idea was something maybe, starting cooking for ourselves. And sometimes when we make food here and people always appreciate it, oh man, this sauce is good. So that's for me, that's how I started thinking about, open my restaurant.
Sav's son Bangali, just in grade school during the fair and festival years, now works alongside his father in the grill.
You have a neighbor over for dinner, they try it, wow, this is really good. You have some more neighbors over, you hear it enough, and then you start to develop a passion for it. Wow, what I'm doing brings happiness to people, fills people up.
It was a very personal thing for him. He wanted to share this culture and food with folks, and I'm glad he did it because I love to eat there.
Having my own business and have a chance to recreate something I grew up with it back home, which is family, neighbors, friends. Seeing people come to my place, it makes me so happy.
He's just got this amazing smile, and if you've ever been anywhere around him, it's contagious, You just can't help but smile back.
Long before Sav ever stepped into a kitchen, family members back in his Guinea, West Africa home recognized his gift for hospitality. Sav recalls his grandfather's comment.
So the first thing he sees is my smile. So one day he told my mom, he said, that smile there to your son's face, that will be his future.
So how did a young West African man with a grand smile end up in Lexington, Kentucky? Sav and Rachel recalled their blind date, the rainy night they met in Guinea, West Africa, the night a friend invited both of them out for dancing and fun.
It was pouring buckets of rain, so I paid my $5 for the raincoat, and we were introduced. Because of the rain, it was hard to get a cab.
It was a weekend, everybody wanted to get out of town, so it was hard to catch a taxi.
My friend's boyfriend and Savané went away from us to catch one before they would pull in.
And then we got a taxi and went to this short distance, and the taxi driver stopped to get some gas.
Those guys had been out in the serious rain to catch it, so it was driver, my girlfriend, and me in the front, and the guys were in the back.
And as we were totally soaked and wet, I come out of the taxi, and just next to a gas pump, I take off my shoes and my socks, and I just trip like this.
And I turned around because he got out, and he's wringing out his dress socks.
So I, look across, and they both smile.
And he gave this sheepish smile at him, and I just hit my girlfriend. I'm like,
So that evening, we met to the club and just started dancing. Honestly, like I said, I was clueless. I was like, yeah, we're just having fun, but I didn't know if there was something behind that. Rachel have eyes on me.
I did pass that word to my girlfriend. I like Savané, the other guy can carry on.
Can you take it from there, Rachel? Can you go through?
No, I think we have to cut it off there.
With me and Rachel, it's like when we connect, this is back home, it's been that way since. Sometimes I can think about something and she just said it, or vice versa. It's like, stop reading my mind. I mean, she is my everything. I have to say, honestly.
Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
No, I mean, Rachel, she's exceptional. It's really neat. I'm glad we met, and I love you.
Thanks. I love you too.
Yeah, and I will
You wanna
always.
kiss me on camera?
We are loud. Yes, it's true. It's nice.
Eventually, the couple is able to journey back to Lexington, Kentucky, where Rachel grew up. Her dream was to get back to her own gift of making fine silver jewelry. For the next 10 years, Sav would work driving trucks for UPS and on staff at a couple of hotels. It was during his time working at the Hyatt Regency when he revisited his dream to introduce his native food to the community.
We opened in the fall of 2008, which was kind of the height of the economic recession. It's pretty amazing to see what he's done, what a business he has built from the ground up. Oh gosh, I think the timing was perfect because maybe 10 years ago or 15 years ago, Lexington was less adventurous. Whatever renaissance happened in Lexington where people wanted new, they wanted different, they wanted to try something, was happening around the time we opened our doors.
The Savané family learned early on that there would be challenges to face in opening a new business in a bustling downtown.
3 or 4 months after we opened, the redo of limestone happened. So they tear up limestone. It's one lane of gravel. No sidewalks for several months. People had to climb over wooden planks to get into our door. No parking. It really was not ideal for a business that was just a couple months old. And somehow we made it through all of that, continued to thrive today.
The grill weathered the storm of road work and redirected traffic. The family grew and then opened Sav's Chill, where they sold artisan ice cream.
For me, to do what I love to do every single day, which is not easy. I remember when I opened the restaurant, I was there 15, 17 hours in. Building something totally new into this community. Just keep doing that day by day, every day.
But in their 6th year in business, they faced a new challenge which would put them to the ultimate test. What is Sav's Grill without Sav?
It was my daughter, Kanye. I take her to school. She was the middle school in Morton. I drop her off and I say, Kanye, I see you this evening, I love you. And I went to work. She was called at school to say your dad's in the hospital.
That afternoon, Sav suffered second-degree burns over most of his body when he slipped in the grill kitchen holding a 20-gallon vat of boiling peanut sauce. He would be unable to work in the restaurant for the next 2 months.
If I remember correctly, you were quite adamant about the restaurant still needs to run. Before his accident, we hadn't finished every sauce, so I was winging it. My responsibilities at the restaurant actually weren't that many at the time. I was more involved with what was going on at Sav's Chill. Less than a month before my father's accident, he had an inkling that he shouldn't be the only one who knows how to make the food there.
We, after the lunch rush, were standing talking. I say, Bangalino, you never learn what I do. I say, you know everything up front here, taking care of customers, serving, but you never know what I do in the back.
But it was, hey, I'm starting something. Why don't you help me out or pay attention or write it down? That's what we were working on, is to have them in writing in case we needed to teach them to anybody else. The accident happens, we're already behind as far as the food that needs to be made. So it was a bit of the blind leading the blind. Our employees were quite flexible with us because there's now a lot of slack to pick up. And then the news broke to the public as people started finding out, just coming in the restaurant asking, oh, where's Sav? People were surprised to not see him behind the counter because he was there most days.
It happened that we were working with a woman, Teresa Stanley, to market the habanero sauce that we were bottling. She sounded the alarm, is all I can say, and called Chuck Creasy of Smiley Pete Publishing, and then bam.
Well, I was here at the office when I heard about Sav's accident, and I didn't really know the extent. A couple of days went by, and I went over to visit Sav at the hospital, and we talked for a while, and he was obviously under a lot of stress because he was worried he was going to lose his business, and I was like, well, we're going to find a way to help.
It was just madness. People, of course, were showing their support as much as possible, and most of that came through, let's go eat at the restaurant. And so we had lines out the door for several hours. It was business that we hadn't seen before. It was tough. We did that for about 4 days of very hectic days, very, very busy. We had a lot of volunteers in the restaurant, people doing dishes, people chopping lettuce. We were bare boning it. People would walk in, oh, I like this. Sorry, I don't have that. Of our 20 menu items. Yeah, of our 20 menu items, we might have had 4 left. And then we had to close.
And I said, make a sign. This is what it said. Thank you, Lexington. We're sold out of everything.
We thought we might just try to do a little online fundraiser, just to help. We certainly didn't anticipate the response that we got at all.
We expected that 300 or 400 people would show up. It ended up being 1,200 or 1,300 people.
We had people lined up literally around the block, waiting to get in. The room here was full, the back room was full. People were there just to show their support, and Rachel and Bangale were able to come and see this community sort of rally, around Sav. And I think it says a lot about the community and their willingness to support an entrepreneur. This is a great town for entrepreneurs, and Sav is one of those people. When one of theirs was hurt, they showed up in droves.
Now, about 1 year after the accident which rallied the Lexington community behind this cheerful and good-natured restaurant owner, he is back to work full-time. On any given day, the Savané's daughters, Connie or Diaka, might be serving ice cream across the street at Sav's Chill. Sav tag teams the grill with his son, Bangali.
As somebody was saying, he said, man, I'm born and raised in this town. I never experienced something like this in my life. Or another friend put it to say, Sav, you have a double luck, because what happened, people stand up to do something. Usually it's happened when you are gone. People get together and remember you. So again, I was very lucky, even all the pain I went through, to witness those things. You want to see my tattoo? It's natural tattoo. It's nice. I learned my experience. It was not easy. I went through a lot of pain. I put my family through a lot. But I have a great family behind me. We know this moment right here. What passed, that's past. That's it. You can't repeat it. But what coming tomorrow, nobody knows. We're lucky enough, the community, to step up and help us out. And that's something we will always appreciate. And to be a person who migrated to this country 22 years ago and be accepted into a community like Lexington, it's huge. I'm a Lexingtonian. I hope I can say that, and I hope people can accept that, because it is true. I can't go anywhere without people say hi, or me recognizing my customers, to grocery at the alley, hey, buddy, how are you?
Lexingtonians for whom Sav's Grill has become a routine lunch and dinner destination are quick to say just what it is that keeps them coming back.
I always kind of looked at it and I saw West African food and I just had no clue what that was. And it's really good, so I come all the time now. Oh, I always get one thing, peanut goat, every time. I love the food and I really like Sav. He's a really nice guy. He always has something nice to say and he actually remembers you.
I mean, the food is wonderful, but so is just the service. And Sav is just a wonderful person. It's kind of hard not to come when you're around here and you're hungry.
And it does provide quite the experience for customers when you come in. Sav already knows what you want because you come in enough, and we have that memorized, and that makes people feel good. And if you go a couple months without seeing or having come in, and Sav asks, "Oh, how's your brother doing?" or "How's your wife?" or "How's the kid?" that really hits home with customers. It's almost addicting. Some people are so happy they come in there almost in tears. That, Sav remembers asking about, "Oh, how are your parents?" He only met them once, and they're just struck. It's his genuine nature. He was like this before the restaurant, before he had these dreams of having a successful restaurant. He always had a smile on his face. So it's not some act that you put on for the grill. It's all the time. He's always been like that. And that is proven to be a key to our success.